Hello guys, and welcome back once again to my channel. The name is always GH Fame. In today's episode covers the compound works for our project. This is the compound works phase 1 since we are approaching to our landscaping and our transformation of our compound. We started some of the concrete works in 2023. We paused in 2023 and decided to come back in 2025 to complete the final works of the compound. This is the phase 1 of the compound works. Since we are going to be tiling our compound, we need to concrete the whole place. At first, I considered using pavement blocks for certain parts of the compound because of the vehicles, but it didn't work out, so I decided to do the whole place concrete. One challenge that I was facing is limited space on the compound. Because of that, I decided to utilize the compound very well. Unfortunate for me, I could not consider bringing more greens to the compound because there's insufficient space left. Maybe in future, I will consider bringing some greens to the compound when there are little space left. Before you start your compound works, you have to know the kind of landscaping you are optioning for. It's very important at this stage because most of the process during your compound works are irreversible. So you have to know the kind of landscaping you are optioning for before you start your compound works. For me, since the land is slopey, I decided to tile instead of other kinds of landscaping. I'm doing it this way because it's going to help me to choose between more different kinds of tiles that may fit my compound. When you look at this video, you will see that we have removed more of the soil from the ground because the land was very slopey, and to get a well-leveled compound, we have to at least remove part of the soil in order for the compound to be well shaped. With the cost involved in this aspect, the digging cost me 1,320 Ghana cedis. We used 22 bags for the continual concrete works. We also used 3 bags in completing our staircase for our top apartment. The staircase at the back there also took us 3 bags of cement. All ground foundation works also took us 4 bags of cement. This is the aspect where we corrected most of our foundation works. All screeding, plastering and dressing works took 6 bags of cement. These were the areas where we laid blocks, and most part of it was the staircase. We also reformed our front pillars, which I already did a video on that, and we used 4 bags of cement for the pillar reform. Pillar reform workmanship also cost 600 Ghana cedis. The complete workmanship for the concrete works cost 2,100 Ghana cedis. At this stage, I was supposed to spend more than that, but it reached a certain level that I and the mason were the one doing the concrete works because all the laborers were very busy. So I had to reschedule my work time so I can help the mason do it. And one thing that helped me was the materials were on site. The gravels were on site, so it wasn't really a big deal. Workmanship for the entire screeding works of this compound works also cost 1,020 Ghana cedis. The old compound works, which was done in 2023, also cost 2,108 Ghana cedis. We used single axle of Quarry Dust, which cost 1,200 Ghana cedis. The Quarry Dust was actually bought for the pavement blocks, but since we are unable to use it again, we have to use it for our concrete works. This will make the concrete much stronger and harder. For the time being, I would say this whole process from digging to the complete concrete casting took approximately 18 days accumulative. So the total cost of the compound works cost me 13,741 Ghana cedis. This includes everything about this compound works, from concrete casting, pillar reform, staircase modification, new staircase design, plastering, and screeding. The total bags of cement used for the complete floor works was 34 bags. This was because I had a small compound. If I had a larger compound, I would spend not less than 110 bags. Some can even go as far as 120 bags. It all depends on the compound size. So my compound is very limited. So I did not spend much on the concrete works. Some of you with large compound will spend more than 100 bags of cement for your concrete works, unless you decide to bring more greens to the compound, which will reduce the cost of your concrete works. If not, you are going to spend more than 80 bags of cement for all your compound works. For me, I spent only 34 bags for this entire concrete works. Now, here are some of the things you have to do before doing your compound works. Depending on the nature of your compound, you have to do filling before your concrete work can start. This applies to land with a very good surface level. The reason for backfilling around a house is to help create a uniform surface before placing concrete. As for mine, I did not do the entire backfilling for the house. We did it for the back of the house and most part the side by side of the house, which was done in 2023. That's why after digging more of the soil for the compound, you can see we have a step down. This was the temporary staircase I created at the back of the house for convenience sake, because we find it difficult to bring materials to the site, and this is our earth. We have to cover it to avoid concrete getting inside. We also made it very easy to access in case there's fault, so we covered the lid with a cap so that we can be able to water it anytime. Reason why earth needs more water around it is because dry soil is a poor conductor of electricity. Water increases the soil moisture content, reducing resistance and helping the earth rod make a stronger electrical connection with the ground. Electrical systems need a low resistance path to safety discharge fault current or lightning into the earth. Adding water lowers the earth resistance value, making the earthing more effective. So guys, you have to take your earth very serious. Most people do their earth but with the wrong materials, making them spend much on electricity. So guys, you need to install your earth wiring properly with the copper, not inferior materials. When building on slopey lands, the fact that there will be more step down is very high if you don't take the right procedures at the beginning of the project. I'm saying this because in most slopey lands, people do not take the initial process very serious. I'm saying this because same thing happens to me. In the beginning of the project, they were supposed to level the surface of the land before raising the structure, but they did not do it that way. Instead, they built the house on the hill. But if they are taking the right procedures to level the surface of the land very well, I don't think there will be more step down on the compound, because I feel like now that I'm able to get a correct surface for the front compound, the back is on top as compared to the front. This makes us to create step down in order for us to access the back of the house. There has been a lot of improvement in this project because I'm the one in charge and I'm taking my time to design the house to fit my specification. Most past errors has been fixed. As you can see, at first there was 2 staircases in front of the house, but we get rid of those staircases in order to create more space on the compound. Since I wasn't in charge of the project from the beginning, there was so much errors that I had to fix, and this has cost me a lot. But in all, I'm very glad I still find what I'm looking for. The project has really improved and I'm very happy with the current progress. If only you have time to, you should keep an eye on your project. One major concern about builders is the moment they see you are very busy and you are unable to come to site, they mostly take advantage of it. Some will not only steal your materials, but the aggregate they are supposed to use for the work, they are not going to use that aggregate. One thing about me is I do not cry over the cement at all. The mason is my witness. He knows it. He even uses more cement than I could even imagine. But I never complain of cement. For cement, you can buy it. It's not a big deal for me. Esa metobi. So I do not cry over cement. A mason, or cement paha, or cement cry me. With me, cement gumu pa. And I don't complain. What you say? So those who always cry over cement, you should stop that. I mean, do you want the quality of the work or you want shoddy work? Sometimes we blame the artisans, but some of the homeowners too, they want the thing plenty. But I mean, suddenly baby cement and cool. So you should know when to use mass cement and when not to use mass cement. Typical example is when doing your plastering, you have to use enough cement. Concrete works, you have to use enough cement. Slab works, you have to use enough cement. Don't cry over the cement. Cement no what to be. Cement din. How much is 1 bag of cement? Even if it's 500 Ghana cedis krana, you have to buy it because it will be sad for you that a house that you have spent millions to build, just a common mistake can bring the whole thing down. And what are you going to do about it? Are you going to put the blame on just 1 bag of cement, 2 bags of cement that you were supposed to buy in addition? So guys, don't think about the cement. Think about the quality of the job. Think about how rich the job is going to be. Let me tell you, say uba bejina me plastering, now the nail eboma, I bet you the nail will not even penetrate. Most artisans always complain about my plastering. Say my plastering there, dodo. What you say? And that's what I'm talking about. Ejuma na wo no, men soon cement no. Some of the people, mo block works now enkoye, but they still cry over the cement when they are doing their plastering. What do you expect? Because those plastering is to correct any glitches that went on in the process of the block laying. So don't cry over the cement. Even for these petty works that you are seeing, the number of cement that we used in doing these petty works will even shock you. And I know most people will not spend such cement on doing this kind of simple job. But for me, I do really care because the longevity of your project can also depend on the cement you used, the aggregate of cement you use, and the quality of the cement you use. So do not take the cement stage for granted. So yeah, we did more works on the compound to bring the compound to life as compared previously. So now the compound is very comfortable to live in. Since I'm living here whilst it's still not completed yet, I still have to make the place look more comfortable to fit my specification. It doesn't matter when or how you do it, but as far as you are comfortable living here, it's all that matters. This is the concrete casting for the backside. At first, I considered greens, but it was barely impossible due to the space over there. So we decided to cast concrete for the backside too, in order to make things uniform. But we still left a small space for plants. I would consider more greens if I had a large compound. But unfortunate for me, it didn't happen that way. So I want to tell my brothers and sisters that if you have a large compound, please consider adding greens to your landscaping. It will really bring out the aesthetic look of your house. So do not consider only concrete. Consider adding greens too. So guys, I'm done with the phase 1 of my compound works. Next thing I'm going to do will be the tiling, and it's going to be after the roofing and the plastering are all done. So there's going to be a lot on this development. As we speak now, the current rating of the project has exceeded 720,000 Ghana cedis. In old currency, 7.2 billion. So imagine how much this project is going to cost for completion. So guys, always build according to your budget. And also, don't forget to seek expert advice before starting your project, if only you have no idea about building. So guys, that's all about it today. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I do. Share your ideas and thoughts in the comment section. The name is always GH Fame, and I'll see you in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of the video.